Hello brush friends! In today's video, I'm going to share with you my thoughts about Karin Brush Markers Pro and why I think this is a popular brand among lettering artists. So if you're wondering what's with this pen that a lot of us dream to get these markers, be sure to watch the whole video for a detailed review of Karin Brush Markers Pro. I feel grateful that Karin itself sent me this Mega Box Plus set last year. But although they gifted this to me, this is not a sponsored video, okay? So this set consists of the colors included in the Mega Box Pro set, and the only difference is the additional neon colors. It contains of 60 colors, 3 blenders, and the 12 neon color brush markers. These are the 3 blenders that you can use for blending and mixing colors. I don't know why there are 3, but I guess since this set has a lot of colors in it, they just included more than one blender that people can use. Karin Brush Marker Pro are water-based, making them possible to work with watercolor techniques. Each marker contains 2.4 ml of dye-based ink, and what this brand is really proud of is they are produced in the liquid ink technology, so it won't change the intensity of color to the last drop. Unlike other markers that seem to dry out after some time, where you'll notice that the quality of ink is not the same as when you first bought them. So Karin Brush Marker is not like that. You can use these markers for calligraphy, graphic design, and illustration as stated in its barrel, and you can also use them as watercolor. The tip of this brush marker falls in a medium-sized category and is made of super durable and flexible nylon tip so that they won't fray that easy. Comparing it to the Tombow dual brush pen, you'll see that their tip is quite similar in size, although the Tombow one has a more pointed tip. When it comes to flexibility, this one gives you the thin and thick strokes easily. The tip bounces back after you release the pressure, allowing you to easily transition into light pressure. But since it's a medium tip brush marker, you should expect that your letters would also be bigger. Don't frustrate yourself getting nice hairline thin upstroke with this kind of marker. The bigger the tip, the bigger the strokes. Remember that. Talking about colors, I love how vibrant and juicy these markers are. And because of the many colors that you can choose from, it's really fun and exciting to play with these brush markers. Now let's try testing this marker in different types of paper. First, I use it on 80 GSM regular copy paper. The marker didn't bleed through the next page, but you can see that the ghosting is clearly visible on the paper where I wrote. It's also nice to know that even if this pen is so juicy, the feathering of ink is minimal on a thin sheet of paper. Next, I tried it on a 100 GSM premium paper, and still, there's no bleeding of ink onto the next page, and the ghosting is also reduced since I use a thicker paper, and feathering is also not an issue. Then I tried it on 220 GSM paper, which can be similar to a vellum board, and as expected, since this paper is thick enough, there's no ghosting at the back of the paper, while feathering is just minimal. Depending on the project that you're working, in my personal opinion, this marker can be used in any type of paper without the fear of having them damaged easily. Now, let's do the smudge test to see how fast the ink dries after writing. As expected, since this pen is really juicy, the chance to smudge the ink is high. So I suggest that you wait for the ink to dry first before performing any other actions like erasing a pencil mark or whatsoever. When it comes to blending or mixing colors, you won't have any problem with these markers since they effortlessly blend even if you don't use a blender or paintbrush. The ink flows smoothly as you can see in this video. My only suggestion is to use a thicker paper, preferably watercolor paper, to to avoid tearing of the paper when blending. The effect is also nicer when you do it on a watercolor paper. For the durability, based on my experience with these pens, they last long. Even if I don't use them often, the quality of ink stays the same, and I'm not afraid that it will dry out because of the liquid ink technology incorporated in this marker. The neon colors are also lovely, especially in real life. It's quite hard to capture its beauty in a video, but just like the basic colors, each neon colors are also juicy. If you want a separate video of the swatches of all the colors included in the Mega Box Plus, let me know in the comment section so that I can do that for you. I just want to emphasize that these neon colors don't perform well on a black paper. This is something that disappoints me a little bit since I really think that neon colors stand out more on a black paper. Well, there's always a room for improvement. Overall, I would recommend Karin Brush Marker Pro to be added in your collection. Price-wise, if you don't want to invest yet on an expensive brand of pen, then this might not be the one for you since Karin Marker is a little bit pricey, although it can also be a good investment knowing how much you can do with these markers. But if you're asking whether it's beginner-friendly, I would say yes. Easy to control, easy to blend, not easily damaged, and so much colors to choose from. I want to know your opinions about Karin Brush Markers Pro. Be sure to leave your thoughts in the comment section below for a chance to win a shoutout from me on the next video. I hope this helps you decide whether or not to get the Karin Brush Marker Pro. Thank you so much for watching!